I created the aesthetic.
Okay.
For the diplomats. You heard? Dan and Cam's pink. You heard? He'll tell you.
Nah.
All right. Sooner or later, he gonna have to tell it. Where he got the pink from.
Yeah, I just seen the Breakfast Club. Jimmy popping all that. I be seeing Jimmy talking about, we Gucci boo boo. He in the Gucci store talking about, we Gucci boo boo. Them Black King they was going you up. Jimmy, they was like, Marita Moneda. Coca-Cola.
Me under the bus and say, I ain't start this and I ain't do that. And you started pink and you made the diplomats, which is just, if people choose to believe that, then look, I got a Brooklyn, a bridge in Brooklyn I can sell you to.
Jim Jones, right? He ran with the same I ran with a decade before I met him. Jim Jones, the Dipset, the that was just over there dancing and on verses. Jim Jones was running with Shotty, Cafano Jordan, right? Mel Matrix, Jamel Jones, Roland Martin. He was running Fubanger, Fuquan. I forgot his last name, Fuquan something. He was running with all of the cats I ran with and got indebted.
50 Cent is back at it. He just won't let those rumors about Jim Jones being an informant slide. And this time, he's turning up the heat with what he claims are receipts that could ruin Jimmy's whole image. If you've been tuned into the streets and the gossip blogs, then you already know Jim Jones has been dancing around snitch allegations for a while. It all goes back to that wild Tekashi 6991 trial. Remember that? A leaked wiretap had Jim allegedly talking about getting rid of Tekashi, but when the feds pulled up on the 9 Trey Bloods, somehow Jimmy walked away untouched. No charges, no heat, nothing. That's when folks started whispering, how did Jim Jones get caught on tape talking heavy gang business and still walk free? It didn't add up then, and now it's exploding again. Cameron and Jim Jones are already locked in a digital war, trading shots online like old enemies. But just when Jim probably thought he'd already hit rock bottom, boom! 50 Cent jumps in out of nowhere with fresh ammo, and 50's not holding back. He's accusing Jim of being a federal informant for years. But the big question is, does 50 really have proof? Or is this just another one of his classic troll missions? And how is Jim Jones responding to being exposed again?
I don't know 50 said it.
And I was like, we like Jimmy better than you anyway, Cam. You gotta watch to see how he responds. And then, when you see
He was funny. I thought it was funny when he said it. But I didn't think it'd be a big deal because you make up with every nigga that put hands on you. But I see the pattern now. If you agree to disagree with you and don't want to take it that route because they got some genuine love for you, you keep going on and on and on.
Things between Dipset legends Cameron and Jim Jones are seriously boiling right now, and it's looking messy. If you've been down with Dipset from the jump, you know these two been through it all. Brothers, enemies, makeups, breakups, but now that old beef is sizzling again, and 50 might be the one behind the curtain pulling the strings. So what lit the match this time? It all went down on Cameron's podcast where he had 50 Cent as a guest. During their convo, Cam decided to bring up a moment that's clearly been eating at him for years. He reminded 50 about something from way back in 2007 during the thick of that Dipset versus G-Unit drama, when out of nowhere, Jim Jones showed up at one of 50's shows. And 50, he had some things to say about that moment too.
he was your man, like on the side, like in the side, just he was not a rapper at all.
Right.
So when Ballin' took place, and I'm looking and I'm going, oh, he having a moment. That's the Lloyd Banks. It's Lloyd Banks thing. He wanted that. He was watching them be that, like Mace be that, and Cam be that, and looked at, and it was finally he had one.
Mm-hmm.
And I just looked, and I knew I just took the shot, Murder, to see, because I wasn't sure he was gonna go for it. Mm-hmm. But I was like, we like Jimmy better than you anyway, Cam. You gotta watch to see how he responds. And then when you see, he like, oh shit, he really like that. Give me this, get me Jimmy. Yeah, tell him we want you at the show, Jimmy. Yo, but that was one of those things, I just threw it out. And see.
Jim Jones wasn't about to let all that talk slide, so he pulled up to Justin LeBoy's Respectfully podcast and let it all out. He stood 10 toes down on his decision to hit the stage with 50 Cent back in 2007, straight up saying he wasn't going to let rap beef get in the way of his money moves.
I gotta start really doing shit that's gonna benefit me, because niggas will seem like you won't want to see nobody else win.
Right.
And I need to win. I gotta win in spirit.
So,
You heard? I didn't put all this work in for nothing. You dig? I didn't teach myself how to rap for nothing. I didn't jump all on this game to be famous for nothing. I need to capitalize and be just as famous as the most famous, most successful rich person in this game also. I'm now in the game.
I still gotta know, like, how did that work? You performing, like,
They call me like, yo, you want to come out and perform at the show? Shit, yeah, I got the hottest record, I'm popping out. And I wish nigga would look at me sideways, think they gonna do anything funny. I'm with all of that. We'll boom this shit up. It'll be nasty in New York. That's how I was living back then. That's what I was on. I wasn't on nobody's friendship. I was in there like a pirate. What's up? What's up? That's how I was. You dig? Like, hope everybody be calm, because y'all know this shit gonna go way left real quick. You dig? I'm here for.
But Jimmy didn't stop there. He lit into both Cameron and 50. He called them out for dragging his name through the mud and claimed they both owe him major favors. According to Jim, he's been holding it down for them behind the scenes.
Them niggas be on my dick, right? Them niggas ain't got nothing else to think about but Capo. I did a lot for them niggas in their life. You heard? Both of them. Pause though, get off my dick. It's only space on there for baby girl, man. Come on, man. Tugging on my shit like that.
And here's where things really got wild. Jim Jones straight up said he was the one who created the whole Dipset look. He claimed he's the one who gave Cameron his swag, even taking credit for the legendary pink fur coat that had the whole culture shook.
Fashion is all about who you are. Like, it's not everybody be fitting in. The object is to stand out.
when you in Dipset, is it like got all three coming together to do this shit, or it's like one person as the leader is like, nah, well, this what we wearing?
I created the aesthetic.
Okay.
For the diplomats. You heard? Dan the Cam's pink. You heard? He'll tell you.
Nah.
All right. Sooner or later, he gonna have to tell it. Where he got the pink from.
Yup, Jim said he made that happen. Of course, Cameron wasn't gonna let that go unchecked. He fired back on It Is What It Is, the podcast he runs with Maze, and let's just say Cam came out swinging. He didn't just clap back, he dug deep. Cam went straight for Jim's credibility, accusing him of faking his whole Dipset backstory. According to Cam, Jim Jones wasn't even from Harlem like he always claims. Cam said they didn't grow up together, they weren't running the streets as young bulls, and Jim wasn't no day one.
Angel and designer. What the fuck is you talking about, man? You are from the Bronx, bro. You are not from Harlem. Why do you keep thinking that you are from Harlem, bro? You are not from Harlem. I did not grow up with you, man. I did not grow up with you. Contrary to what you believe, I did not grow up with you. You are from the Bronx. Did your grandmother live? Did your grandmother live in Harlem? Yes. Did you come see her? Yes. Did I see you time to time? Yes. I did not grow up with you. You talk about dick ride now, that's where this old shit, I would have left you alone. I would have left the old shit alone. But listen, dick ride, do you remember how we met? Pause, so not met, how you got cool with us?
He made it crystal clear. Jim came around after the real foundation was already built. Cam also shut down Jim's version of how things went down back when Mace got signed to Diddy's Bad Boy Records. Jim claimed he saw Mace son Cam, but Cam wasn't having it. He clapped back, saying by that time, he was already deep in the game, rocking with Maze, Big L, and his cousin Bloodshed in the legendary rap crew Children of the Corn. Cam basically said Jim was nowhere in sight during that era. Cameron wasn't done clowning Jimmy. He went in hard, roasting Jim for admitting that Maze taught him how to rap. Cam made it sound like Jimmy was just the tag-along little bro trying to earn a spot. And for someone like Jim Jones, who built his whole image on street respect, that had to cut deep.
That's how you got it. You was so cool. And we was like, yo, Jomo's a nice guy. Mace like, yo, I think I'll teach him how to rap. Mace actually taught you how to rap. Literally. He taught you how to rap. You'll say it. Matter of fact, bring up the clip.
Mace helped me learn how to rap. Mace taught me how to rap. Mace actually showed me, he was the first person to show me how to rap. Mace actually sat me down and showed me the magic to rap.
We taught you how to rap. How you ran the whole organization. How you made Diplomat. And you ain't make none of this stuff. You was a fan. I put you down.
But Jimmy didn't come back with more talk. He moved in silence and teased a remix of his Harlem anthem. And it wasn't just a track, It was a whole Harlem roll call. He brought in heavy hitters like Joel Santana, Vado, Dave East, and even had legends like Gucci Mane sliding in. Jim didn't say outright that it was aimed at Cam, but the message was loud and clear in the streets. He was flexing his Harlem ties hard. Just when things seemed like they might finally cool down, boom, 50 Cent popped right back up and threw gasoline on the fire. And this time, he wasn't even talking music. He dragged those informant allegations right back into the spotlight. 50 hit Instagram with a savage post, a pic of Jim Jones standing next to Jay-Z, Diddy, Fat Joe, and a few other big names. But it was the caption that made jaws drop. He wrote, LOL individual one calling the shots out here. I know you working, so please don't say ish to me, individual one. Now, if you're confused by that individual one talk, let's break it down. That's a throwback reference to those wild accusations that Jim Jones might have been working with the feds during the Tekashi 6699 court drama. See, when 6ix9ine flipped on his 9 Trey gang members and started testifying to get his sentence chopped down, a wiretap surfaced. On that call, a voice said to be Jim Jones was allegedly telling someone that Tekashi ain't a gang member no more and needed to get violated. That leak had everyone pointing fingers, and now 50 just stirred that pot again. To make it worse, 50 didn't stop there. He even posted part of the transcript from that call for everyone to see. Let's rewind real quick. Back in 2018, Tekashi 6ix9ine got scooped up by the feds on racketeering and gun charges along with other 9 Trey Blood members. That crew was deep in gang activity, and once Tekashi got caught, he folded quick and became a government witness to shave years off his sentence.
Brooklyn rapper Tekashi 6ix9ine pleaded guilty to federal charges, admitting he participated in a violent gang. He also pledged to cooperate with prosecutors. The rapper, whose legal name is Daniel Hernandez, said he joined the 9 Trey Blood gang in the fall of 2017. He says he helped them try to kill a rival gang member last March. Prosecutors say the gang carried out acts of murder, robbery, and narcotics trafficking in Manhattan, the Bronx, and Brooklyn. The indictment also said each gang member was required to participate in at least 2 acts of racketeering conspiracy, which could include murder, robbery, extortion, or drug distribution. The plea deal could allow Hernandez leniency at sentencing. He was facing a mandatory 47-year prison sentence. Matt Uris for CBSNewYork.com.
Back in September 2019, when Tekashi 6699 was in full snitch mode on the witness stand, he spilled everything. He pointed fingers at his former 9 Trey gang affiliates. Names like Anthony Harv, Ellison, Al Jeremiah, Nuke, Mac, and a few others got dragged straight into the fire. 6ix9ine didn't hold back. He gave up names, dropped dates, and painted a full picture of how the gang was moving in the streets. But then Jim Jones's name got caught in the crossfire, and that's when things really got messy. So how exactly did Jimmy get looped into all this? It wasn't from 6ix9ine. Instead, it came from a wiretap that was played during the trial. On that recording, Jones was allegedly talking to fellow 9 Trey member Jamel Mel Murda Jones. And what they were talking about? Tekashi. That tape sent shockwaves through the streets and the industry. Why? Because it tied Jim Jones directly to top-tier 9 Trey members, and it had him talking gang business on a federal wiretap. But here's the part that really got folks talking. Jim Jones was never arrested, not even questioned. So naturally, the big question became, how did Jim Jones end up on a federal recording talking about possible retaliation, but never got indicted like the rest? The feds swept up high-ranking 9 Trey members left and right, but Jimmy walked away clean. That's when the whispers started turning into full-blown accusations. A lot of people began saying Jim might be working with the feds, maybe even acting as a confidential informant to dodge charges. And leading the charge with those claims? Whack 100. He went hard with it, accusing Jim Jones straight up of cooperating with the authorities.
Wait, let me get this off. Jim, Whack, let me just get this off my shoulders, right? Let me just get this off my shoulders to show you what type of nigga I am. And why it's still early, let me get this off my shoulders. Jim Jones, right? He ran with the same niggas I ran with a decade before I met him. Jim Jones, the Dipset nigga, the nigga that was just over there dancing and shit on verses. Jim Jones was running with Shotty, Cafano Jordan, right? Mel Matrix, Jamel Jones, Road Murder, Roland Martin. He was running Fu Banger, Fuquan. I forgot his last name, Fuquan some shit. He was running with all of the cats I ran with and got his daddy for. You know what Jim Jones did? That nigga did not take care of none of them niggas. Cause when I ran to them niggas, Shotty was sleeping on the rug on fucking Madison between Tompkins and Truth. Mel Murder was on Gates and Marcus Garvey with his baby mother. Jim Jones was caught on wiretap telling John Mel, look, Jim Jones was caught on wiretap.
That's a fact.
He said the only reason Jimmy didn't get caught up was because he was cutting deals behind the scenes. Wack aired it out on Clubhouse and in multiple interviews, some with 6ix9ine. Now, Jim Jones did come out swinging. He called Wack 100 a liar and a clout chaser just trying to go viral. But even with all that noise, Jim never actually explained why he didn't get arrested after the wiretap dropped. And here's the key point. There's no confirmed proof that Jim Jones is an informant. He's never been officially named as a cooperating witness, and there's no public record showing he ever testified or helped law enforcement. Still, the streets are watching. The fact that law enforcement never hit Jim Jones with charges, even after that wiretap, had people scratching their heads for real. And now, it looks like 50 Cent struck a nerve because Jimmy didn't waste a second before clapping back. Jim fired off a response online, throwing shade right back at 50. He posted a chill pic of himself lounging poolside and hit the caption with some heat. "Why you keep on lying? LOL. I'm going back to sleep. Free Mel Matrix 2, it's reversed." Total calm flex. But everyone knew exactly who that was aimed at. Even though Jim keeps denying all the informant talk, fans are still looking at him sideways. Every time the topic resurfaces, the same question starts flying around. How did Jimmy avoid charges when everybody else got scooped up? It don't make sense to a lot of folks, especially with 50 Cent constantly throwing shots and keeping that rumor mill spinning. And the internet, it's not letting go. One fan went in saying, Jim Jones, a high-ranking gang member telling his cousin, another high-ranking gang member, to basically put a hit on someone, and the one who got told ends up arrested, but not him? Nah, bro, something stinks in Denmark. Another person chimed in with, 6ix9ine told the world there were other snitches, but no one wanted to listen. Even with no hard proof, the street's still buzzing with suspicion. And as long as 50 keeps throwing jabs and fans keep digging, this story ain't fading out anytime soon. Now the whole world's watching. But what do you think about all this? Do you see Cameron and Jim Jones ever squashing the beef? Or has the Dipset legacy finally crumbled for good? That bond used to be unbreakable, but now it's looking real shaky. And let's talk about 50 Cent stirring up that informant drama again. Was he out of pocket for dragging Jimmy's name one more time, or was he just saying what people been thinking? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't hold back. Is Jim being unfairly targeted, or are there real questions he still hasn't answered? Is Dipset finished? And what's next for Harlem's finest? Make sure to hit that like button if you're loving the drama, share it with someone who's been following this saga from day one, and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Because trust me, this story's far from over. Appreciate you for rocking with me, and I'll catch you in the next one. 50 Cent is back at it. He just won't let those rumors about Jim Jones being an informant slide. And this time, he's turning up the heat with what he claims are receipts that could ruin Jimmy's whole image.